welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing well today. Happy Thursday. It's a beautiful day out today, nice and sunny. So today I want to dive into something that is important and unfortunately common behavior that I feel like isn't talked about enough, or it's brushed off, or maybe it is talked about but nothing's done about it. And there's nothing that you can do to change somebody's behavior. Like, of course you can always influence their behavior, but when I talk about, there's people who know it happens but they don't do anything to change it. Like, it's like this deep knowing that this isn't right, the way I'm being treated isn't right, but then deep down they know, but they still stay with this person anyways, or they stay around these people and they shrink and make themselves small instead of listening to their inner knowing. But today's video is about adults who refuse to grow and the hidden abuse of emotional immaturity. So take a deep breath. If you ever feel triggered during this video, just pause, take a deep breath. You got to do what's safe for you and your nervous system. So take breaks if you need it. Well, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it. So just diving in. So the people who never, and this isn't like with everybody, but since we're talking about emotional immaturity, these people, they don't reflect, they don't take true responsibility for their lives, and instead of growing up, they manipulate, guilt trip, and gaslight the ones who love them the most. I unfortunately have gone through this. I have been around lots of people like this, and I know if you have been drawn to this video, you are around people like this or have gone through a similar thing with similar people, regardless if it's family, a partner, a sibling, a friend. I think we all know somebody who's got struggles with emotional immaturity. So, people can look grown on the outside and still be a child internally in every way that matters. But in this instance, this is hidden abuse of emotional immaturity, and today we're naming that. So here are some signs that you might be dealing with someone who is emotionally immature, even if they're a grown-up in a grown-up body with grown-up responsibilities. So they blame everyone else when something goes wrong, even if they caused it. They use the silent treatment, they throw tantrums or passive-aggressive behavior to get their way. They will guilt trip you for having needs or setting boundaries, especially when you say no. That makes them angry. It's kind of like their mindset goes, no? What do you mean no? And it's like, no, that's my boundary. So they refuse to apologize or say they're sorry, but they never change. They constantly play victim even when they're the ones causing the harm. And they expect you to fix their emotions, regulate them, or soothe their chaos without them having to do the work. And if you're a healer, an empath, or a cycle breaker, they'll lean on your compassion And if you're a healer, an empath, or a cycle breaker, they'll lean on your compassion and drain your spirit if you let them. Emotional immaturity isn't just annoying, it becomes abuse. Especially when someone refuses to grow, but still expects intimacy, loyalty, or care from you. They will weaponize your empathy, gaslight your reality, drain you energetically, and blame you for their unhealed pain. And they don't want truth. They want comfort in their illusion. And they'll attack anyone who threatens their comfort. But here's the truth. You're not responsible for anyone's refusal to grow. Not your partner, not your parent, not your friend, and not your child's other parent. You can love someone and still say, I won't be a part of this cycle anymore. And that's not cruelty, that's sacred self-respect. You deserve relationships where maturity, healing, and mutual respect are non-negotiable. If you've been walking on eggshells, if your needs are never safe, if you've become the therapist, the fixer, the forgiver, the emotional dumping ground, or emotional punching bag, which I know what that's like too, so you're not alone. I see you, I feel you, and I know what it's like. But I want you to hear this loud and clear. Just because someone won't grow doesn't mean you have to shrink. You don't have to shrink and make yourself small because they refuse to grow and they refuse to grow up and be mature. Your wholeness is not up for negotiation. Period. This is your permission to heal, to leave, to rise, and never again carry the weight of someone else's refusal to grow. So I may repeat something that I just said. I ordered food and my DoorDash driver just got here, so I looked up and was like, who's here? Forgot I ordered food, I guess. But so like I was saying, this is your permission to heal, to leave, to rise, and to never again carry the weight of someone else's refusal to grow. You deserve rooted love, not recycled pain. And speaking of rooted love, I am coming out with a series on that topic. So stay tuned for that, which is about, helping people know what abuse is and what real love is. And I am really excited to be able to do that. But anyways, if this video spoke to you, you're not too dramatic, you're not too sensitive, you're not crazy, and you're not delusional. You see it, you know it, and you're familiar with the patterns. But drop a comment if this resonated with you, and if you're on your path to peace and healing and speaking your truth and, seeing that emotional immaturity. And if you're ready to go deeper into healing, protection, and self-honoring, love, subscribe. We're building something sacred here, and I'm so glad that you can be a part of it with me. Have a great day.